Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. This is your live watch along for Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. Happy New Year to you all. This is Aston Villa's first match of 2026. Can they kick it off in style? Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help us continue on the road to 10,000 subscribers and get your comments in. Kickoff is around about 13 minutes away. So we will go through the starting lineups for both teams. We'll talk a little bit about the form. We'll talk a little bit about some of the players. And obviously want to get your score predictions in the chat as well. So get all your predictions in. And Aston Villa have the opportunity to go second in the table as it stands. So some of the results went our way earlier on this week. We thought Liverpool might be able to close the gap even more on Aston Villa with a home win against Leeds, but they didn't. They only drew 0-0, and then Sunderland got a 0-0 draw against Manchester City, and that helped Aston Villa in a lot of ways to be able to get ourselves in a really good position if we can get that result today. Now, Nottingham Forest have had a bit of a dodgy spell under Sean Dyche since he's come in. I think they've just had the stats up there on Sky Sports with 13 games, and he's won 4 of those games, drawn 1 and lost. 11 games, won 4, drawn 1 and lost 6 of those games. So, yeah, a bit of an indifferent start to life as Nottingham Forest manager for Sean Dyche. It's difficult to know what's gone wrong for them because we look at their team. They've got some very good players. They've got a good bench. So it's interesting to see what has happened with the club. Let's have a look at some of the comments already. Afex is in. Good afternoon to you. A must-win game. Yes, I'll save your score prediction for a little bit later. Let's go, says Stenjo. And big win and a clean sheet, please, Villa, says Michael. Good afternoon, Ange. Can only watch the first half today. Happy birthday to your hubby. Hope Villa get off to a great start for you and a 3-0 up already at halftime so you can enjoy that lunch without stressing and without worry. Can't wait for the game. Absolutely. We cannot wait for the game. So let's go through the starting lineup for Aston Villa first. I don't think there's any surprise with Cash and Kamara coming back in. And to be honest, I don't think there's too much surprise with the team in itself. We've got Emi Martinez in goal, Matty Cash at right back, Ezri Konsa and Victor Lindelof at centre back with Ian Maatson at left back. Boubacar Kamara comes back in with Yuri Tillemans and John McGinn, Emi Buendia and Morgan Rogers behind Ollie Watkins up front. And the subs bench is Beezer, Luca Dean, Andres Garcia, TJ Carroll this time, the defender, Lamar Bogard, George Hemmings, Jadon Sancho, Donyell Marlon and Jamaldine Jimo Aloba. So you can envisage Marlon coming on, Sancho coming on, Bogard and Luca Dean as kind of probably the first choice 4 to come on. And then you're sort of looking at whether Aloba gets some minutes or whether Hemmings gets some minutes. I can't envisage Carroll or Beezer, hopefully not being called upon. That would mean an injury to Emi Martinez. So that bench is a little bit stronger, but we definitely need some reinforcements. And there has been word of Omar Mamouche coming in on loan. That would be a fantastic signing if we could get that over the line. That would be amazing. And we obviously signed Alisson, on New Year's Day, announced that signing. So whether he gets minutes later on this month, once he gets acclimatized to the Premier League, will be interesting as well. Comments on the starting lineup. Marmouche would be insane, says Stenjo. Yeah, few kids on the bench, but some impact players too. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Back to winning ways, hopefully. Not playing Sancho. To be honest, I think he showed that, he was fairly disciplined when he started against Arsenal, but you could see him fading out of the game as it went on and as Arsenal really, really pushed. And that physicality in those areas, he needs to be better at protecting the ball. There was the time when he came against Leeds and he backed out of a tackle. And there was obviously the time against Arsenal where Odegaard robbed him of the ball. And that's what he's really got to work on, Sancho, particularly in the Unai Emery side. So I'm not surprised that he's not starting. I see him probably having more of an impact off the bench. And Dan, who did the preview with me yesterday, he backs him to score today. So maybe he can come off the bench and get a goal, which would be really good. So I'm not surprised that Sancho isn't starting. I would also like to see more of an impact from Buendia and from McInn, though. I know Buendia scored a brilliant goal when he came on against Arsenal, but if we're being brutally honest, over the last few weeks, his influence on the game hasn't been fantastic, hasn't been as much as we wanted it to be, and has struggled physically, particularly in away games, the Chelsea game and the Arsenal game. So I'd like to see a little bit more from Buendia, and I'd also like to see a bit more from McInn. And maybe this type of game against Nottingham Forest at home, a bit more from McInn, a bit more suited to John McGinn's style. So I'm hoping for a good game from McInn. I want to see him getting really involved in the game. So that will be interesting to me. So Sancho, I'm not surprised, but Marlon and Sancho to come off the bench is a couple of good substitutes to make. So I'm really intrigued by that and to see if we can get them going. And then also, if we are 2 or 3 or 4-0 up, play a couple of the youngsters. Hemmings and Jimo Loba did well when they came on against Arsenal. Now, obviously, Arsenal did withdraw. They took the game easy. They're 4-0 up. They haven't got to exert themselves. So it was in a way to bring young players on. I know it's not a nice situation in terms of you've already lost the game, but it's a good situation for them to get some game time, to get some touches of the ball, and to show what they can do. So that was really good to see. So if we can get into a good position in the game, I absolutely want to see them getting some minutes. So that would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at the Forest team. A couple of changes for them. So John Victor in goal, then Williams, Murillo, and they haven't got that in positional order, but it'd be Williams, Murillo, Milenkovic, and Aina. Then they've got Anderson, Dominguez, Gibbs, White, Hutchinson, and Bakwa, with Igor Jesus up front. So no Hudson-Odoi. So he must be injured because he's not on the bench at all. Their bench is Sells, Marato, Awonyi, Douglas Luiz, who doesn't get in, Kalimawendo, and I thought he was moving away from the club, McAtee, Zinchenko, Savannah, and Abbott. So maybe 1 or 2 players missing for Nottingham Forest as well. So a good opportunity for Villa. Now, we know that Anderson's a very good midfielder. We know that Morgan Gibbs-White generally does raise his game against Aston Villa. So that's going to be interesting to see how we deal with him. But Hutchinson as well, he's been effective against Villa, particularly for Ipswich. So we need to stop him. So there's a couple of players in there that I think can be dangerous for Villa. Aina as well, back at fullback, he's quite dangerous. But whether he's fully fit or not it remains to be seen. So we can get at him. That would be really good to see. But I'm quite confident going into this game with the team that they've put out that we can really turn these over. So that's something that I'm interested to see. Good afternoon to you, Keita, and thanks very much. And does the best comms, but you'll need to watch it on the TV. Yes, so just a couple of things. If you are just joining us, we've got nearly 50 of you in the chat already. So hit the like button as you're coming in as well, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But please, no spoilers. I am probably 45 seconds to a minute behind on most people. So please do, if you want to, turn the sound down, pause it, and then be in time with me. If you're ahead of me, please don't post any spoilers in the chat, even if it's a chance, or if it's something that's the decision has gone our way or against us, or if we have scored, brilliant. But sometimes I can't help but look at the comments because I want to try and interact. So please don't put any spoilers in the chat. Any goals, any penalties, any big decisions or anything like that, because I want to try and react. Naturally, I want to try and bring that to you guys as well. So please, no spoilers in the chat. That would be brilliant. I also want to I've got about 3 or 4 mods that we've got with the channel. So I want to try and get a couple more of you to be mods. So if you're interested in becoming a mod, please do pop it in the chat and say you'd be interested, and then I can add you later on. I can make a note of it and then add you later on as a mod for the channel, just because we're getting more and more viewers, getting more and more people involved in the chat. it just helps kind of move the chat along. It helps interaction and stuff. So please, if you do want to, if you're interested, just drop a line in the chat as well. Players are in the tunnel and getting ready to come out. The mascots have got big coats on, so it must be cold. It's actually snowing here in Newcastle, in northeast England. So let me know in the chat if you've got snow where you are. But it's on and off snowing all day. It's been, so it's pretty cold up here. And what do you think the score is going to be? Let's talk about some of the predictions in the chat. We've got Afex saying he's thinking 2-1 Villa. Daryl says Villa 3-1 win. Watkins, McInn and Rogers. Villa need to look at Josh Mulligan, 23 years old of Hibernian. He's the best signing since McInn for Hibs. The same type of player as McInn, versatile. Interesting. Well, maybe he could be the next in line for McInn. Maybe McInn could put a word in and we could get him through. That'd be brilliant. Here we go. Yes, here we go. 2-0 Villa, says Dunk. 2-0 says Junior. Anxious 3-1. Good. Hello to you, Stephen. Jimmy says 2-1 Villa. No snow in the southwest, but it's freezing. It's really dropped in terms of temperature. And Jimmy, it's good. We're getting more and more people watching. It's brilliant. We've actually had so many more subscribers as well in the last few weeks since we've been doing these watch-alongs and getting more people involved in the channel and the chat and watching more of our shows. I know we had a bit of a break over Christmas, but it's been crazy. We're rocketing to 7,000, on the road to 10,000. So absolutely brilliant. No snow here. It's bright and clear in Bradford. Well, you never know. You might be getting some. Stenjo says got half a meter of snow at the minute. It's cold. Wow. And it snowed all day in London yesterday. Says Dunk. So there's definitely. Who said I wouldn't mind modding? Yeah, no problem, mate. I'll get you involved. I'll get you involved in it. Let me just see if I can do it now. Actually, the teams are out. Let me just see if I can. Actually, I'll tell you what, Afex, I'll do it later. Let's just get everything set up for the game. Let me just get my screen set up. We've got it all. We've got it all ready. There we go. There we go. Right. Who says it's crazy? No, well, we've got loyal watchers, mate. We've got loyal viewers, Stenjo. So I trust the people who watch our shows, and of course, I would use people in the chat. Just interesting. What Rodgers and Watkins combined in the last 4 Premier League games, they're starting to get their mojo back. Something like, was that 10 goals, 12 goals or something? So that's really interesting. You know, last season they were so important, and it was almost like if they didn't score, then Villa didn't score. So it's been better that we've had other goal scorers, but now they are starting to find some form. So that's really encouraging. Stephen says 4-1 Villa, and Watkins, Rogers, Marlon, and Matson. Yeah, no problem, mate. I will, of course. So Iena's first appearance since August. Obviously got a lot of pace going up that right-hand flank. I think he's a right back, isn't he? Or is he left back? Let's just take a look at Mob. So I'll tell you when we're kicking off. Yeah, he's right back. Thought so. 3-1 hat-trick from Kamara. Wow. Now that would be a real turn-up for the Bucks. Sean Dice there, just looking at his watch, making sure he's all set up to have a go at the ref or to have a go at the goalkeepers for taking too much time. Nottingham Forest about to kick off. Villa kicking towards the north stand for the first half, which is what they always like to do. 12:30 kickoff, and we are off. Long kick up field, flicked on by Gibbs White, I think it was, but it goes through to Emi Martinez in goal for Villa. And just doing his usual, just setting up, just walking out of the penalty box. No one pressing him from a Nottingham Forest perspective, and he plays the ball to Ezri Konsa, starts to get pressed, plays to Kamara, who drops it out to Victor Lindelof. Nottingham Forest look like they're just going to drop really deep. Maybe look for certain triggers to start their press. But at the moment, not putting Villa under any real pressure, probably just trying to condense that middle of the pitch. Ball goes out wide from Tielemans to Matson. Buendia tries to dummy it, but it's picked up by Forest and played back to the goalkeeper, who goes out to Nico Williams. Now we're seeing Sean Dyche messing with his watch again. And ball goes out for a throw-in to Nottingham Forest off of John McInn. Good afternoon to you, Rachel. Great to have you in the chat. Yeah, we'll find out how much we miss Onana, and we'll maybe talk about that at half-time. I definitely think in these types of games, I think Kamara and Tielemans would have probably started. Rodgers comes through now, just break from that, plays it out wide to McGinn. He's getting crowded out, and he's just battling with Elliot Anderson, but they managed to clear it, but blocked, and Watkins, it's saved by the keeper. Brought down by Buendia. Matson cuts inside, can't quite get the cross in, and it's out for a goal kick. Morgan Rodgers pressed the goalkeeper. Let me just see that again. So Forest trying to play it out. Williams tried to clear it, and Rodgers blocks it. It comes across to Watkins, takes a great first touch, and tries to place it, and the outstretched leg of the goalkeeper saves it, and Watkins should be scoring there. He should just be blasting it. But good save from Victor. Could have got Villa off to a phenomenal start. Afex is become a new member. Thank you so much, mate, for your support. You are now an official Villa Park pod follower. Great stuff, mate. Thank you for joining. Clipped over the top from Tielemans, brought down by Rodgers, just won by Milenkovic. Villa putting Forest under some real pressure here, and shuffled out a play by Tielemans off of Hutchinson, and it's a throw into Forest midway inside their own half. Watkins, how has he missed that chance? I know it came to him quickly, but he got the first touch in, and then he's got to finish that. Villa win it on the halfway line. Ball back to Konsa. There's definitely a goal in here for him, though. What a start he could have got Villa off to. Michael, member for 7 months. Thank you so much for your support. Come on, you Villa boys. Exactly. Lindelof out to Matson. Matson will go back to Lindelof. Villa just trying to draw Nottingham Forest out a little bit. That would have been the perfect start as well, because you know what Forest are going to do? They're going to try and sit in and frustrate, and that would have forced them to come out at us a bit more. Ball's back with Emi Martinez now. Plays out to Lindelof to start the attack. Lindelof just ambling forward with the ball. It's a 5 across midfield for Forest. It's a thankless task for Igor Jesus up front. Konsa now just bringing it forward, clips it over the top for Cash. He's got the sun in his eyes, but it was a bit too much on the cross, to be fair, but it was a good ball. Good ball by Konsa over the top. Good run by Cash. And he just couldn't, I don't think he could see, and he's put too much on that into the box. But good to see Villa looking to go out wide and getting their fullbacks forward. Long kick upfield from Victor, headed away by Kamara, brought down by Buendia and dropped back to Tielemans, who goes out to Aston Villa, controlling his first 5 minutes, playing really well. Tielemans now to Kamara. Kamara's got space to come forward, plays a great ball out wide to Cash, who's really far forward, cuts back in, drops it back to Kamara. Probably could have played McInn in, but Villa keep the ball. Tielemans now plays to Kamara. Cash had made the run inside, so Kamara and Tielemans just trade in passes. They go back to Konsa, who goes across to Lindelof, who can bring it forward. Look at down the left-hand side now to Matson. Matson is held up by Hutchinson. Goes back to Buendia. Gibbs White trying to press him, but he finds Lindelof. Villa just looking for that space, probably to go through the middle. Tielemans now. Out wide to Buendia. Buendia aiming for the byline. Crosses low cross, but it's away by Milinkovic and out for a throw into Aston Villa. He does miss too many easy chances. He does. Almost like he needs two. No, we know he does. We know he needs one or two at least to before he scores, or more time in the game. There's been a couple of games, Newcastle at home a couple of times where he scored really early, but I can't think of too many times when he scored like mega early in a game. Just a free kick now for Nottingham Forest coming into the 7th minute. Yeah, we're creating the chances. Nearly 100 of you in the chat. Thank you for joining us. We had 2 new members as well, or 1 new member, 1 renewing membership. So if you do want to become a member, if you want to put any super chats in to help the channel, hit the $sign, hit the join sign, and subscribe as well. If you are new to the channel, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Harmless free kick there by Forest. Ball now back with Villa, just inside their own half with Tielemans, who goes out wide to Matson. Matson back to Tielemans. Got to keep the ball moving quickly now. Konsa now. Plays to McInn, but McGinn's just caught on his heels a little bit. It's got to be better movement than that, but he does well to win it back, and Kamara's now got it. Finds Leary Tielemans. Matson's got a bit of space out wide, but goes to Rodgers and then to Matson. Matson cuts inside again. Plays to Tielemans. Back out to Morgan Rodgers now. Rodgers beats Morgan Gibbs White. Cuts it back to Matson, who tries to improvise with a cross, but just, again, puts a little bit too much on the cross. But Villa will pick it up again. And it's a free kick to Villa. Not sure whether he's given the foul on Konsa or the foul on Cash. But either way, it's a good position for Villa. Good link-up play down that left-hand side in particular with Buendia, Rodgers and Matson. And Hutchinson's having a tough time out there. So got to keep working that down that left-hand side, I think. We are playing well, Stenjo, but you know what happens. You've got to score in these times, because if you don't and the other team gets a spell, it just gets more and more frustrating. Short one to Rodgers from McInn. McInn plays into Buendia. Lovely touch. Couldn't quite get it into his path, though, to go forwards, but keep the ball. Tielemans now puts it into the box, headed away by Nottingham Forest. Aina, I think, get the header away. Picked up by Matson to Kamara. Nice turn by Kamara. Lindelof now plays a ball back to Tielemans. Tielemans goes out wide to McInn. McInn now cuts inside on his left foot. Tries a chip to the back post, but poor delivery. And it's harmlessly out for a goal kick. McInn probably should have had a shot. He does all the hard work, cuts inside really well, and then I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. So in the first 15 minutes, Villa are at our weakest. We don't score enough and we concede quite a few. So just need to be careful. We know with that first shot on target business, Buendia battling with Gibbs White and gets the free kick and does well there. Plays to Tielemans. Tielemans just holds it up and drops it back to Konsa, who goes out wide to Cash, who's getting a lot of the ball. Both Matson and Cash getting a lot of the ball out wide. Villa just slowing it down now. Konsa. Almost at walking pace. There's no pressure coming from Forest at all in right inside their own half. They're just dropping right back. Kamara now almost loses out to Dominguez, but keeps it. Goes back to Konza. Tielemans now looking for a run, looking for a pass. Not got any movement yet because Forest really dropping right in, shutting down those spaces. Clipped over the top by Konza looking for Rodgers. Headed away by Forest. Villa win it back though. Tielemans plays it out wide to McInn now. McInn back to the edge of the box to Kamara. To Buendia, hits the shot. Blocked. Villa looking for a penalty, not given. And it's a free kick to Forest. No problem, mate. Stick with us. I'll keep you in the loop with everything that's going on. So ball went into the box there. Kamara probably, just got there slightly late off Dominguez, but not sure if it was a free kick to either team, to be honest. But the referee's given that to Nottingham Forest. Victor goes out to Williams, who drops it back to Murillo, who goes long. Brought down by Konza. Does really well to head it down to Lindelof, who goes back to Emi Martinez. Back to Konza now. So Forest getting it into the Villa half, but not doing anything with it. And we're getting it coming into the 12th minute of the game. Lindelof now bringing the ball forward. Forest dropping right back again into their own half. 5 across midfield. Matson trying to go up the left-hand side. Found by Tielemans. Goes inside to Rodgers, but it's a good tackle by Aina. Villa win it back, though, with Kamara, who goes back to Konza. Forest claiming for a handball, I think. Ball goes out to Cash. Tries to beat the winger down the right-hand side. He does well. McInn holding off, doing his usual stuff. Cash, though, can pick it back up. Is he offside? I don't think so. Kamara now across to Tielemans. Played into Rodgers. Back to Tielemans. Back to Rodgers. Too much in the box at the minute. We've got to have a shot at some point. Too many passes in and around the box. I'm not sure if you understand the concept of watch-alongs, Tray 8, but I can't show the game. Ball down the line by Cash into Rodgers. Just being held up by Murillo, but wins the throw-in. Villa are all over them. Yes. Kamara now into Tielemans, back out to Cash. Lots of Forest bodies in the box, which I imagine is why they're not putting the ball in as quickly as maybe they might want to. But we should be having shots from the edge of the box, really. 1-2 between Cash and McInn. Referee's not giving a free kick there when Cash looked like he was pulled down. Forest trying to get the ball clear. Handball, though, by Jesus, and it's a free kick to Villa. Taken quickly. Up to Watkins. And just... Does he get the corner? I think it's taken out of play. So Villa enjoying a lot of possession here, but not necessarily having too much in terms of chances. Apart from that Watkins chance, I've had a couple of efforts to cross the ball, a couple of blocked efforts, but nothing really in terms of making the keeper make a save. Now, Forest with a long ball up top, finding Jesus. What Martinez does very well to come out, but he was offside. But play goes on, does it? No, I think the referee's called it back. Let's Roblox, no spoilers or fake scores, or the mods will remove you out of the chat. Nice one, mate. Yeah, hopefully we score soon. Yeah, it has to be a 0.03 XG or something like that. Konza to McInn, when Watkins made a good run down the side of the defender, and Konza decided not to play it, and he does apologise because it was a good run. Maatsen now goes all the way back to Martinez. So we've got through that first 15 minutes. Villa didn't score, but they didn't concede. So it's still 0-0. Pretty decent start from Villa. Obviously controlling the game. Need a goal though. Cash opts not to go up the line again. Just keeping possession. Ball's back with Ezri Konsa just inside his own half. Goes out to Lindelof. Drops it into Yuri Tillemans. Plays to Buendia. Goes back to Tillemans again. Maatsen's making that run down the left-hand side. Just makes a good move inside to flick it on, but McInn can't pick it up now, and Forest can bring it clear, but decides to go back to Murillo. Puts him under pressure, and Villa win it back. Watkins doing well. Clips it over. Just headed away by Forest, but Tillemans picks it up and plays it back to Cash. Forest can't get out at the minute. Watkins is out on that right-hand side, found by Kamara, goes back to Kamara, to Cash, to Konsa, across to Lindelof now. He's moving forward, goes out wide to Maatsen. Need to try and beat them down the outside at the minute. We're getting the ball out wide and then cutting back again. Konsa now. Again, coming forward. Forest dropping right back. McInn now on the right-hand side. Got two Forest defenders. He goes to attack the byline and gets the corner. And that's what Villa needed to do. I'm not sure, mate. I think you can. I'm not sure what you can put in the chat. I guess so. Short corner to Cash. Blocked, but it's to Maatsen on the edge of the box. It's the shot. Oh, just wide. And that's what we need to do. I think Cash probably took too long to take the cross, but bounced back down onto the edge of the box to Maatsen. Wraps his left foot around it, but just drags it a little bit too much, and it's just wide. Forest again can't get out, and they end up hitting the ball straight out of play midway inside their own half. Cash, though, takes it and throws it back to Ezri Konsa. Across to Lindelof. I tell you what, Lindelof's comfortable on the ball, isn't he? Into Tillemans, back to Lindelof. Out to Maatsen. Back to Lindelof again. Forest again, packing that central midfield area. Rodgers right up top at the minute as well. Kamara and Cash trading passes. Goes back to Konsa. Konsa looking for someone else to make a movement. McInn comes short for it, and Cash goes beyond him, but he opts to go inside, and Tillemans now picks it up, but just gets the pass blocked from Anderson. But Lindelof picks it up and plays to Maatsen, who goes back to Lindelof again. Villa just controlling the possession. However, Nottingham Forest have kept a disciplined line. Long ball from Konsa, trying to look for Rodgers, and he's looked really hurt here. I don't know if he's took a stud to the thigh or something. Murillo gets a good block in. Yeah, he just trod on his inside of his thigh. I think he'd be all right. That'll be a sore one in this weather as well. Take a while to get warmed up. Long kick from the goalkeeper. Maatsen does well to anticipate, and now he's away. Beats Morgan Gibbs White. Gibbs White does well to stay with him, and Villa get the throw in, but good play from Maatsen. Goes inside to Rodgers. Rodgers goes down in the box looking for a penalty. Nothing given from the referee. Forest trying to bring it clear with Hutchinson. He goes inside to Gibbs White, clips it over the top to Dominguez, who's got the wrong side of Konsa. Konsa just trying to hold him up now. It's not wanting to foul him, and he just pushes him out of play, and it's a throw into Forest. First time that they've got into deep into Villa territory. No, it's not a pen. Almost 150 of you in the chat. Brilliant support. Long throw from Aina here into the box, headed on, but it's harmlessly into Emi Martinez's hands. Right, Roblox. I'm going to have to put you in a timeout, mate, because there's too many comments. So again, Forest just dropped right back into their defensive position, almost at walking. Well, Villa are at walking pace at the moment. Kamara into McInn. We need to try and get some runners from midfield running with the ball though through midfield. Buendia and McInn, get them on the ball a little bit more. Konsa on the halfway line to Kamara. Goes out. No, decides not to play to Cash. Plays it back to Konsa, to Lindelof. Villa need to get a goal here, or need to have a really good opportunity. Because at the moment, Forest would just be happy in this position. McInn now has come inside for the ball, just opts to go to Lindelof. Out to Maatsen. It's just a wall of off-white shirts at the moment. Needs someone to take the initiative. McInn goes inside to Tielemans. Tielemans with a nice little turn. Goes back to McInn. McInn now with a lovely ball out to Cash. Cash low cross in, but it's blocked out by Anderson. Is it going to go for a corner? Don't think so. Oh, yes, it's going to be a corner to Villa. McInn to take the corner. Goes short to Tielemans. Tielemans to the edge of the box to Cash. Can he put a better ball in this time? He opts to go to McInn and clips it in, but it's a poor ball. Terrible ball from John McInn. And it's easy for the goalkeeper to pick up. Some of McGinn's final passes haven't been good today, have they? It's not quite fully at the races like he usually is. Murillo trying to bring the ball forward. Goes into, is it Bakwa? And Cash brings him down. Elliot Anderson now tries to switch the play to Hutchinson, but it's easy for Maatsen, but it's a poor control by Maatsen. Hutchinson can come forward with it. Overlap by Dominguez, I think. He manages to get the cross in, and it's a corner to Forest. Villa a little bit in a mess there at the back. There was Gibbs White there. Good play from Hutchinson. Initially, Maatsen did well, but he just messed up with the control. Oh, I think that was probably out. Oh, yeah, it was out, wasn't it? Did it come off? Did it come off Lindelof? Backward to take the corner here. This would be absolutely typical, wouldn't it? Absolutely typical. And you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to surround Emi. Murillo's round him. Oh, they go short. Anderson on the edge of the box. Now Villa can break. McInn driving forward with it. Finds Morgan Rogers. Can he get a good touch? He does get a decent touch. Watkins on the outside. Watkins dragged wide, keeps the ball, plays inside to Rogers, looking to get a shot away. Again, gets pushed out of it. It was just that first touch from Rogers, just didn't take it in his stride. And then his pass to Watkins took him out wide. But Villa, with a good break, but again, just need to get the shot away. Konsa to Kamara, back to Konsa again. And again, it's dropped down to walking pace football, to Tielemans. Tielemans out to Maatsen. Maatsen goes back to Tielemans again. We've got to get Buendia in the game somehow. He's just a bit anonymous at the moment. McGinn's come into it a little bit more. Konsa again. Finds Yuri Tielemans. To Konsa. Out wide to Cash. Can we get the ball in the box? Clipped over by Cash to McGinn. Oh, lovely flick on from McGinn, and Murillo positioned really well. Manages to head it away. Williams looking to get the free kick. Doesn't get anything. McGinn keeps it in play. Watkins now cuts it back. Oh, good play from Morgan Gibbs-White. And manages to get in ahead of Buendia to get the clearance. But Villa once again pick it up just inside their own half now to Konsa. Konsa to Tielemans. Tielemans into Buendia's got a bit of space. Helps it onto Rodgers. Rodgers. Oh, good tackle again by Murillo. Just as it's about to shoot. Doesn't get it clear though. He smashed into John McGinn, but Villa playing on, I think. Is McGinn all right? Yeah, he gets up. Cash now, the ball on the right-hand side, drops back to Kamara into Forest, just trying to battle to get any sort of block on the ball at the moment, but there's been some good last-ditch defending by Murillo. But if Villa keep pressing like this and keep pressuring, there will be a time when they do get the opportunity to have a free shot. Clipped over. Watkins claiming he's been brought down, but headed away by Aina, I think it was. Now Elliott has a chance to get the ball clear, and Milenkovic clips it forward. Villa pick it up once again, though. Kamara and Tielemans trading passes. Rodgers helps it on to Buendia, but it's just a little bit too far in front of him. But again, Kamara wins it back. Villa putting the pressure on. Really, really turning the screw right now. Tielemans now trying to start an attack again. Goes out wide to Cash. Right, played into his stride. Cash comes inside again. Clips it in with his left foot this time. Oh, someone could have got a touch onto that. It was a goal, but it goes wide of the post. The goalkeeper sees it around the post, and it's out for a goal kick. But again, Villa playing very well. Right, I'm going to have to ban Roblox. Just silly. Yeah, support the comms, hit the like button. Opportunities are there, definitely. Yeah, and it was a great ball in from Cash. Just, I think maybe that defender just did enough to put off the attackers from gambling on it. Villa win it back again. Maatsen now coming forward, plays it, looks for Buendia out on the left-hand side. Buendia gets the throw-in off Elliot Anderson. Again, no. Forest tried to clear, but it's only as far as Yuri Tielemans. Just need to have some more shots in this period of the game. We've had a shot from Maatsen that just went wide. We've had a couple of blocked efforts, and obviously that big chance for Watkins really early on in the game. But apart from that, we haven't really created anything else. Lovely interplay from Tielemans and Cash, but it's just taken off his toes by Elliot Anderson. Jesus battling with Konsa, but it's another handball from him. And Celtic have taken the lead against Rangers. 1-0 to Celtic. Konsa to Kamara. Just looking for a forward pass. There's not really too much movement from Villa at the minute. Just waiting for something to happen, which we do get into that habit of. We've got to try and make things happen. Lindelof, again, is looking for someone to make a move for him. But there isn't quite anyone there at the minute. Finds Konsa. Konsa plays it, pass through the middle to Rodgers, who finds Tielemans. Tielemans with a lovely pass. Flicked in from Rodgers to Watkins. Tries to play it back to Rodgers, but it's shuffled back to the goalkeeper, and he manages to get a clearance on it. Lovely turn by Ezri Konsa. Finds Kamara, but he's robbed by Dominguez. And he's still kept it. He's ridden the challenge of Lindelof. Now he's got an opportunity to shoot. Plays to Hutchinson. Hutchinson held up by Maatsen. Hits the shot. Good save by Emi Martinez. Bakwa trying to beat Cash here. And Cash gets the block on it. It goes out for a corner. So that was exactly the situation that Nottingham Forest are aiming for. Win the ball from a mistake from a Villa player and then try and create something from that. And they managed to do it on the break. They got players forward quickly and Hutchison managed to get the shot away. And it's a good save by Martinez. Gets it away from goal as well, which is exactly what you need to do. But Villa have got to watch it. That's probably the best shot of the game. Hit those likes, please, gang. Nearly 200 of you in here. Corner to Forest. Hit in by Elliot Anderson. Punched away by Martinez this time. And blocked by McInn. Picked up by Bakwa out to Aina, who goes for a long clear kick into the box. But Kamara does well to block it. Now Villa can win it back. Buendia helps it on. Looking for Morgan Rogers. Brought down well, but he's just crowded out by two Forest players. Villa win it back again, though. Tillemans can bring it forward. He's waiting for players to make the run. He finds Cash out wide on the right. See, now we've let Forest get back into position, and it's going to be difficult to break them down. Cash to Tillemans to Lindelof, to Matson, out to Rogers. Cuts back inside, clips it into Tillemans, who's made a late run into the box. Milenkovic just in behind him. Tillemans is battling for it, but he gets forced out of play. Good run by Tillemans. We're not going to get a penalty for that, unfortunately. He was already on his way down. Got to stay focused on this game. Yeah, Hooper does let the game go, and you can tell he does conversations with the players, which is one of those things. Good win in the air by Buendia, but picked up by Gibbs White. Forest trying to get a bit of possession, helped on by Elliot Anderson to Igor Jesus down the right-hand side. Does well against Matson. And he gets the cross in, and Matson blocks it out for another corner. So Forest now having a bit more play. The problem with he is a really good player to have around. He gives you a bit of energy, gives you a bit of bite. But there's too many games where if it's tight and packed in midfield and there's a lot of physicality, he just disappears in the game, unfortunately. And that's the shame. And whereas maybe off the bench is a bit more of an impact player. Cross comes in from Forest, batted away by Martinez, but hit over the bar from Morgan Gibbs White. I don't know if the referee gave a free kick though, maybe. Yeah, it had to be a free kick, that. I think he gave a free kick. Yeah, it's just I've said it before. I mean, like I said, I gave my apology thing about Buendia because of the impact that he had at the start of the season. Did so well to come back in, and look, he's got a starting position in the side, and it's not that he's playing badly. It's just the influence that we want these players to have in these positions. When it's as tight as this, he doesn't quite have it. Lindelof now. Just inside the Villa half. We do need some more movement. McInn now picks it up. Goes out to Cash. Back to Konsa. Just got to stay patient, though. Rogers helps it back to Cash. Villa trying to move Forest around. Now Kamara's got a bit of space. Finds Rogers out wide. Can he keep it in play? He does. He's faced up by Nico Williams. Clips it into Kamara, who just tries a little back heel, but it's picked up again by Anderson, who goes long to Igor Jesus. The elbows Konsa in the face. And there's a free kick to Villa. Not sure if this will be a yellow card or not. Yeah, he knows where he is. Marlon as well can be direct. It's probably a good game for Marlon, this one. And I would probably swap Buendia for Marlon and play Marlon just off of Ollie Watkins. I think we need like 2 up top. I would keep Watkins on. I think it would be better with Marlon in and around Watkins. Konsa to Lindelof. That being said, Rodgers hasn't really got in the game as much. McInn hasn't got in the game as much. So talking about Buendia, those 3 behind Watkins need to get into the game more. McInn now, can he do something? Trying to come forward down the right-hand side. He's faced up by Dominguez and he gets the throw in. Just get Forest into positions that they don't want to be in. That's what we've got to do. Cash going to go with a long throw, I think. No. Him and Rodgers not communicating with each other, and it's an easy one for Forest to clear, but it's picked up by Ezri Konsa. Plays to Lindelof. Lindelof to Tielemans. Tielemans looks out wide to Matson. He's got a chance to go and attack that left-hand side. He does. He's got to be brought down there. How's that not a free kick? That's got to be a free kick. He's took him on round the outside, and the guy's just got his hands round his neck. It's a goal kick. Headed down. Great win by Kamara. Milenkovic tries to clear it. McInn helps it on. Murillo this time puts his boot through it, and Konsa will head it back well to Martinez. Into the 38th minute, Aston Villa 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Villa with all of the possession predominantly, all of the territory predominantly, but not really too much to show for it in terms of chances. Forest getting a block on or a last-ditch tackle. Villa not taking the shot when they need to. Cash coming down the right-hand side, and Williams puts it out for a throw-in. We know that it's going to be frustrating. Wolves was frustrating. Fulham was a frustrating home game. Burnley was a frustrating one. I know Marlon scored fairly early, but all these teams that have come to Villa Park now, they know that they need to frustrate Villa. Other than the top sides, that's what's going to happen. I think the linesman wants to take the throw in. Cash just plays into McInn, who's claiming he's been brought down, but the referee's not going to give that. He hasn't given anything else. It's Cash looking for McInn again, and it's cleared by Williams. Can Villa get a goal before half-time? Needs someone in that hole. Just long throw from Cash. Watkins heads it on to Rodgers. Rodgers trying to fight for it. Buendia. Ball's bouncing in the box, but Forest managed to get it clear, and Dominguez passed the ball out. Now Jesus holds it up, but Tielemans does well, and Matson does well to win it back. Now Tielemans bringing it up down the left-hand side, plays to Buendia, who goes back to Matson. Matson now to Lindelof. Some momentum now. Can we keep this momentum? Buendia to Konsa. Forest definitely leaving a leg in and putting a challenge in after the ball's gone. McInn now to Konsa. Villa have just slowed it down again. Again, it just needed someone to just put their foot through the ball when the ball was bouncing around in the box. Kamara clips it over to Cash. Cash brings it down, trying to play a 1-2 McInn. It goes back to Kamara, to Tielemans on the edge of the box, into Buendia. Again, Murillo does well, though. Cash doesn't go for the cross, plays it back to Kamara, clips over the top, headed down by Cash into the box. Murillo again, he's everywhere. Headed down by Konsa into the path of Tielemans. Tielemans goes back to Lindelof. I think we just need to keep the ball away from Murillo at the minute. Konsa out to Kamara. To Cash. Back to Kamara. To Konsa. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Tielemans now out to Matson. Matson looks inside to Tielemans again. Brings Morgan Gibbs-White out to press him. Now to Konsa. Konsa coming forward to Kamara. Kamara into Buendia. 1-2. Again, it's too tight in there. And Villa looking for a free kick. They're not going to get it. It's wasted. Well done by Ali Watkins. Wins it back into Rodgers now from Matson. Rodgers tries a bit of skill, but again, we just need to move the ball quickly. Now it's Bakwa looking for Jesus, but he's offside. Good afternoon to you, Matt. Great to have you in the chat. Again, we're winning the ball back really well in some really good positions, but you know, Dyche will be happy with this. He'll be very happy with this because they're defending well, they're restricting us. We're not really having any shots. We're having a territory. Poor ball from McInn, and it's a foul to Forest there. Backwards brought down by Tielemans. To be honest, you could take McInn off. You could take McInn off for Sancho and Buendia off for Marlon. That's what I would be doing at the minute. Or put Rodgers out to the right-hand side and put McGinn into the middle. Just need to move them around a little bit. Murillo goes back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper goes long. Lindelof wins a good header. Buendia battles with backward as well, but he loses out again. He's trying to cut back. Just go where the ball, go in the direction of the ball's going. Gibbs-White, Matson reads the pass really well and wins it back, plays to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans into Buendia, but it's read well by Milenkovic, I think that was. And he just puts his foot through it and it's back to Martinez. Lindelof coming forward. Into Tielemans. Out to Morgan Rodgers, who's out on that left-hand side, for Villa. Plays back to Yuri Tielemans. Into Kamara. To Buendia. Some nice quick passing. Now Konsa's got a bit of space. Goes out wide to Cash, though. It's held up again. We had a bit of momentum and now it slowed it down. Cash. Plays a nice little pass into Kamara, but Kamara and McGinn just getting each other's way a little bit. And it's a throw into Villa. Yeah, Louis Barry's been called back. I think they'll be sending him back out on loan. But yeah, probably comes in against Spurs, maybe. But another team might want to play him in the FA Cup. Now Forest can break. Dominguez got a bit of space to operate in. Konsa trying to get back to him. He holds it up well. Villa streaming back. Goes out wide to Hutchinson. Hutchinson now running at Cash. Cuts inside Kamara. Still got it. Dominguez out to Williams now. He's got a bit of space here. Beats Kamara. Clips it into the back post. Headed away by Matson. And this is the problem. When you've had all the possession, all the attack, you can sometimes lose a bit of concentration. Well tracked back by Watkins, who wins it back off Anderson. Now Rodgers striding forward. Can we get something out of this? Tries to cut inside Gibbs-White. He's still got the ball. He's still got the ball. And the referee finally gives a free kick to Aston Villa. That may be a contributing factor, Rich, but I don't think it is just that, because we played the ball into the box multiple times and he scored against Chelsea twice. You've got two big defenders in Murillo and You've got two big defenders in Murillo and Milenkovic. You've then got Aina and Williams who are tucking in, and you've got Elliot Anderson and Dominguez who are really deep. So if you can imagine, you've got 6 players that are surrounding probably 2 players in the penalty box. It's not an easy pass to make. So maybe in the second half, when things will start to open up a little bit, we'll have more of an opportunity. One minute of injury time, so it looked like it's just going to finish. Matson, though, puts the ball in the box, headed away by Milenkovic, only as far as Ezri Konsa blasts it across the box, and it's out for a throw-in. Yes, mate. Do them most weeks, mate. Most weeks. So join when you can, man. Thank you for watching. Clear by Anderson. Down to Kamara, onto Tillemans, onto Rogers. Watkins now with the shot. Oh, my word! What a strike! What a goal! Ollie Watkins, you absolute beauty. And that's why we have him in the team. Brilliant strike. Brilliant goal. And what I said to you, because you've got so many defenders in his path, you can't give him the ball. But then you get a little bit of space, you get half a yard, and you see him take the touch and think, do you know what? I'm just going to hit this. And he smashes it in from 25 yards into the top corner. Aston Villa 1, Nottingham Forest 0 on the stroke of half time. Get in. As we see, headed down from Tillemans into Rogers. Rogers finds Watkins. Lovely touch on the turn, and then another little touch out of his feet. Smashes it with his right foot. And we just said, scores the difficult chances, misses the easy chances. But what a goal. Aston Villa 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Brilliant, brilliant strike. 7 goals for the season. I believe Mateta's got 8 goals this season. And I'm sure a lot of Villa fans would rather have Jean-Philippe Mateta, but Ollie's only 1 goal behind him. I'm not saying Mateta's a bad player, by the way. So it's very important we got that goal. Very important, because you could see Forest were getting into the game a little bit more, getting a bit more confidence into that game. And you could imagine them maybe just opening up in the second half to get it to 60, 65 minutes, making a couple of changes, getting their confidence into it. But that goal right at the stroke of half time is huge for Villa. It's huge for Villa. So, yeah, brilliant goal. Brilliant goal. Look, we can say he's an unreliable striker, but an unreliable striker that scored double figures of goals every season for the past 6 seasons. So I don't know how much more reliable you want him to be. And I mean, we watched the goal. I don't know if you've seen the Aston Villa 2025 goals, all of the goals, and you see the amount of times that he's involved in the goals, whether it by scoring or whether it by assisting. So to say he's unreliable, yes, he misses chances. Mateta, who a lot of Villa fans have wanted, misses loads of chances for Crystal Palace. They criticise him all the time. This Igor Thiago, who meant to be the second coming, hasn't scored in about 7, 8, 9 games for Brentford, and people talk about him for £50 million. Like the 20 goal a season striker is almost like the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. Haaland is out on his own. Lewandowski is out on his own. Harry Kane out on their own. Those 3. Everyone else is a top player. Is a good player. That's it. So we've got the other one. We've got one of the only other ones in We've got one of the only other ones in the league who's a regular goal scorer. There we go. Palace fans can't stand Mateta, and everyone else wants him. Gyökeres, what has he done for Arsenal? Arsenal sitting top of the league. He's gone for 50 million. He was at Coventry 3 seasons ago. And I'm not saying I like Gyökeres. What about this lad Sesko? How many goals has he scored? Like, we keep saying that we've got a bad striker. Well, tell me good strikers around. People are talking about getting Ellis Sims. West Ham are interested in Ellis Sims from Coventry because there's a dearth of strikers. So I agree. We need a big combative striker, absolutely, and that's probably why we're going for someone like Willa Sula, who's really raw, but can hustle defenders, can ruffle feathers. We can win second balls off them. But he's not going to be a brilliant striker immediately, but he's going to be a handful, and that's what we need. That's someone that we need. But we need a different type to Watkins, definitely. But look, what a goal! You know, sometimes it's been said that he doesn't score goals from outside the box. That's a brilliant goal that he scored today. So, absolutely fair play to him. He missed that great chance at the start of the game. He's answered it back with scoring that goal there. Absolutely. Rashford was preferred in the big games last season for that reason. Yeah, maybe so. Our system needs a big chance converter. Well, to be fair, we've only really had started creating big chances in the last 3 or 4 games, because before that we were getting criticised for not creating any big chances and scoring goals from 0.0 xG. So it's horses for courses, Duncan. You got to score the goals from wherever you can score the goals. I believe Haaland missed an amazing chance against Sunderland that could have won them the game, that should have won them the game, and he didn't. He missed it. So even Haaland misses big chances. Even the best miss big chances. Nah, man. Benteke was a good striker. Angel, again, scorer of great goals, but not a great goal scorer. Absolutely not. Dwight York, maybe. Yeah, I think he's 5 away from 100 goals for Aston Villa. I think I'm pretty sure he's 5 away now, which is a pretty good record. No, he wouldn't, mate. He wouldn't be good. We're beyond getting strikers from Coventry in the Championship. He'd be good for someone like Burnley or who else? Someone down there, Brentford, someone like that. He would not be good for Aston Villa. Absolutely not. Rodgers assist, Watkins goal. Love seeing this combo working again. But Benteke's goal involvement's average with the same as Ollie's. Benteke scores some great goals, but there are some games where he's completely anonymous, Benteke. Absolutely. Let's just having a look at the goal again. So Villa do win. What we've done really well is whenever Forest have had to clear, we've won that second ball. Kamara, whether it's Kamara, Konza, Tielemans have won that, and Watkins just great strike, found by Rodgers. 1 touch to control, 1 touch out of his feet, and then away from the goalkeeper, right in the top corner. Thank you very much. Right, we've got 220 of you in the chat. Amazing support for the channel. So many great comments as well coming in. It's great to have this debate. Great to have footballing debate about strikers, midfielders, whoever else it is. Let's keep it going. But hit that like button if you're new to the channel. If you've just joined us, hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. We're on the road. We're marching on to 7,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 10,000. If you want to become a member, we've had a couple of members join today. Please do click the join button, help support the channel. If you want to guarantee that your comment gets read out, hit the super chat button. It all goes to help the channel. Thank you so much for your support as well. We'll be back on for watch along on Wednesday night. The games are coming thick and fast. We've got Crystal Palace away. Can we turn that around? Yes, I take your point. Rodgers was from Middlesbrough. Absolutely, I do take your point. I love players from the Championship. I love players from the Championship. I think the age profile is slightly different now. Rodgers, how old was he when he first came to Villa? Was he 21? I think Haji Wright's maybe a little bit older. You don't have to quote me on that. So it's probably slightly different profile, but I take your point. There's definitely some talent in the Championship. I am not denying that. I'm just saying that I think for us to sign a striker that's going to compete or usurp Ollie Watkins, I think you'd probably want better, or you'd want someone who has the development to get better, i.e. going for someone like Asula, who's 21, 22 years of age. So that's probably what I was going to say. Yeah, 22 Rodgers was. Ollie's having a good patch, so we should probably enjoy it and not moan about the bad patch. And where are we watching from, people? Anyone new to the channel? Where are you watching from? Yeah, we need proven quality for now. We're one of the best 3 sides in the country and we want to win trophies. And this is it now. We've got to, why can't... I know the PSR and the SCR rulings and the FFP and all that sort of stuff. So, if we can make sure that we finish in those Champions League places for this season, going into next season, and then we can consistently do that over the next 2 seasons, then when there's players like Semenyo who are becoming available, who've got buyout clauses, then there's absolutely no reason why we can't be going for those players, because we should be saying that ourselves are up in those levels. So that's what we want to keep doing. We want to keep raising those standards of the club and the type of signings that we're making. We've got London. Honestly, mate, I'll take your knowledge on it. If he's going to be decent for us, if you think he'd be decent for us, probably get involved a little bit more. We've had you right and watch him a little bit more. Watching from Copenhagen, Port Kembla, New South Wales. We've got Norway, another one from Australia. Great, good commentary, Rich. Thank you so much, mate. Tuning in from New Jersey. Yes, Paul, we're in talks with Marmoush now. That would be a great signing. But would Man City lend us a player who we're in a title race with? Would they? Kerry watching from Ireland, Michael from Weston-super-Mare, Ross from Ireland, Keita from Dublin, listening at halftime from snowy Sweden. Well, it's snowy here, Gary, in Newcastle. Watching from Shanghai, says the Shanghai Villain. And Cardigan, West Wales, Meath and Ireland, says Ross. Albuquerque, yes, Stephen. Always watching, mate. Top man, Sweden, says Manzo. Lindy in the Forest of Dean. All the pressure is on United and Chelsea now. 12 points clear of 5th as it stands. Yeah, Man City would deal with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they probably would deal with us. Any news of Bailey going? I don't know, mate. I'd like to see him come back into the squad, if I'm honest with you. I'd like to see Bailey back in. Man City not concerned with us, although Pep respects Emery. City are arrogant enough to think they aren't a threat. And Man City won't do business with us, said Matt. Interesting. Well, I would love Marmoush. I think it'd be a great signing. But, I don't know if Man City or Pep would be arrogant enough to not think Villa would be in the race. The more games we keep winning, then the more they've got to take notice. The more that City drop points, who knows? Who knows? Cheers from Central Scotland. Greetings from Brazil. I'm a Villa supporter. Great to have you in, Jay. Standing on the word, Happy New Year, everyone. Ollie misses the sitter and scores a worldie. Yeah, exactly. Maybe Bailey can do a Buendia. Well, this is what I said. I did a bit of a transfer talk episode the other week. I think it was last week, about Bailey, and thought, if there was talk of him coming back, then he'd obviously be back integrated with the squad. And it's not saying he would start every week. But if he could come in and create 3 or 4 goals, score the same amount, then he will have done a phenomenal job for us in the second half of the season. Like I say, look at what look at what Buendia's brought to the team this first half of the season. If he maybe has a little bit of a quiet spell and you can bring someone like Bailey in, then absolutely, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Cheers, the messenger, Jafar Blackman, 5486. Yes, Jafar, definitely, mate. I would hope to get Bailey back in on the wing, but yes, Marmoush, David's pace would be a great addition. And M33 is watching from Canada. It probably is all rubbish, to be fair. It probably is. We'll just have to see about wages as well. I mean, all these players are on such high wages. It's crazy. It'd be crazy. But you know, just if Elliot goes somewhere and the wages that we're probably paying him, can you put some of that towards like a Marmoush? Who knows? This may be a left forward choice, but why don't we try for Cliver from Bournemouth? He's young, scores goals and put away a penalty or 3. Yeah, he'd be a good player, but are they going to let Cliver and Semenyo go? I can't see it. I can't see it. Nathan Ake, I didn't realise, Ake's 31. I mean, not that that matters too much, but I didn't realise he was that old. He always seems like a young player to me, Nathan Ake. Yeah, exactly. I can't see Man City doing that for Villa. I just can't see it. So, games to come today. Brighton versus Burnley, Wolves versus West Ham at 3 o'clock, and then at 5:30, Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Villa players coming out now. Again, I need to put in the chat, please, no spoilers. I didn't know whether it was, to be honest, they've had so many people in the chat putting silly messages in that I thought that someone was just joking. But I did see someone saying, oh, what a goal by Watkins. And then he did score a great goal, to be fair. But I just thought someone was joking. But please don't put any spoilers in the chat. And you will get temporarily timed out by the mods if you do. I'm back onto from the adverts now. They're just focusing on Ollie Watkins. So I will tell you when I've kicked off. Sean Dyche just coming out now. Paul Merson. What's Paul Merson saying? Anyone in the chat tell me? Forest will have to come out at us a bit, but I'll be interested to see what Dyche does, because in a 1-0 score at the minute, will he want to keep it slightly the same and not really take too many risks? I think he'll probably keep it at this to 60, 65 minutes and then maybe make some changes. Villa now kicking towards the Holt end. We know we can be a little bit sluggish at the start of games, so we need to get out at them quick. Right, we've kicked off. Ball with Kamara out to Cash, who plays back to Konza. Konza now just a couple of touches and goes back to Emi Martinez. Jesus still alone pressing up front, but a few players joining him now in the press. Dominguez trying to pressure Konza. It goes back to Martinez, who decides to go long, not messing about with it. And McInn doesn't really challenge, but Villa can pick it up now. Buendia, after pass from Kamara, looks for Watkins in that left-hand channel, gets it back again after being partially cleared. Now Watkins has it down the left-hand side, just been taken a little bit wide, drops it back to Buendia again. Buendia with a nice ball in, looking for Rodgers, but it just goes beyond him and goes into the goalkeeper's arms. But maybe Rodgers could have got a little flick on that. Milenkovic now goes long, looking for Jesus, but Konza's there, sorry, and it's a free kick to Villa. Puts himself about this, Jesus. More concerned with attacking the players than he is with actually winning the ball. Lindelof goes back to Martinez, who's just standing on the ball. Goes out to Konza now. Villa making the pitch nice and big. Looks inside to Kamara, who finds Yuri Tillemans. Dominguez trying to press. I think that's a foul, isn't it, on Tillemans? But the referee plays on. Lindelof now goes back to Martinez again. So good start from Villa to this second half, keeping possession. Dominguez is the one who's trying to put some pace into the press. McInn now holds it up and finds Lindelof. Lindelof now coming forward with the ball. Lovely ball into Rodgers. Rodgers now has got a bit of space to operate in. Looking for a pass. He's taking his time. He goes through the middle trying to find Buendia, but Buendia couldn't quite bring it into his path. And Forest can just smuggle it away. Bakwa, though, is forced to put the ball out of play. He's had a bit of a messy game, that Bakwa. So haven't quite got into the pace of the game, really. Tillemans to Buendia now. Buendia's had more touches in this first 5 minutes than he did in the whole first half. Must have had a word from Emery to get into the game now. Matson with the ball down the left-hand side. Decides not to cross it. Goes back to Tillemans again. Tillemans to Kamara. Back to Tillemans. Back out to Matson. Villa just trying to move the ball around. 1-2. Now Matson puts it in the box. Bizarre punch out by Victor. But he manages to get it clear. It was a high cross from Matson. And Watkins went up for it. Referee not giving any free kicks here, but Villa managed to win it back. Watkins again with an opportunity to shoot. Plays to McInn. McInn back to Kamara. Kamara finds Cash out on the right-hand side. Cross comes in from McInn. Oh, beautiful goal from John McInn. There we go. And it's 2-0 Villa. Patient build-up play. Ball on the edge of the box. Watkins and McInn trading passes. It goes to Kamara, who finds Cash out wide. McInn continues his run, and Cash finds him, just cuts the ball back. First time finish into the top corner. And I said McInn would score today, and it's Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Really patient build-up play. Down that right-hand side, Villa claiming they should have had a free kick. Probably should have done, but keep the ball alive. Watkins plays it to McInn. McInn to Kamara. Kamara bides his time and then picks out Cash, who plays a lovely, lovely little ball inside to McInn. The Forest players thought it was going to go to Watkins, but goes to McInn instead, and he just gets his left foot onto it and guides it into the net. First time finish in front of Milenkovic, and it's 2-0 Villa. Get in. And it's an interesting celebration from McInn. I'm not sure what he's doing there. '49th minute goal. Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 0. It's a perfect start to the second half that Aston Villa would have wanted. And now we can really step up into this game. Williams looking for a long pass into Hutchinson, but Cash does really well to hook it clear for a throw into Nottingham Forest. Now what's Sean Dyche going to do? Because they haven't made any real attacking intent apart from one shot from Hutchinson in the first half and a couple of corners. Hutchinson has the ball, looks inside to Dominguez, but Dominguez just gives it straight to Morgan Rodgers. Kamara, though, gives it away, but blocks a shot, and it's out to Aina. Clips it back into the box, but Martinez comes and claims it. I think Jesus would have been offside, but Villa now on the attack. Rodgers plays it out to McInn. McInn switches the play into the middle to Tillemans, who, again, just a bit sloppy there, a bit casual. Jesus picks it up. It's on the right-hand side. Plays to Elliot Anderson, who goes back to Murillo. Villa got everyone back at the minute now. Just need to... Murillo tries a ball, but Watkins blocks it out. But it's bouncing up and around. It goes out wide to Bakwa now. That's where the ball was initially aimed for. The cross comes in, but it's harmlessly over the bar. And I'm pretty sure that Bakwa will be subbed. He's had a terrible game. Over 200 of you in the chat. Can we have a bit of a likes count, please? We should be should we get up to 100 likes if we've got over 200 in the chat? So please do smash a like if you can. McInn now holds off Williams into Buendia. Buendia out wide to Cash. Cash can play to Rogers, who's in loads of space now. He can attack. He just doesn't quite take it in his stride, but he finds Kamara. Kamara with a little flick lob into Rogers, but he pushes Williams over. He's claiming handball. I think the referee had given a free kick. 84 likes. Come on, people. We can get 100 now. That's not far from 100. And Rogers is claiming handball, but yeah, there's maybe a little bit of a push in the back. Villa players screaming for a handball. After the ref has let so much go and he gives that as a push. It's crazy, isn't it? But the ball's harmlessly back to Martinez now. So nothing really doing in that. He goes long. It's too much on that. And it's through to the Forest goalkeeper now. Into the 53rd minute. Goals from Ollie Watkins on the stroke of half-time. And John McInn in the 49th minute have made this game not Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 0. They look to go long now. Jesus with a lovely bring down. He's fighting for it from Lindelof. Kamara trying to get into it. Dominguez now out to Hutchinson. Hutchinson tries to clip it to the back post, and Bakwa with a free header gets put off by Maatsen and has headed it harmlessly wide. But all of a sudden, Forest have just started to get some attacks together and committed some players forward, which if you're a Nottingham Forest supporter, you'd be like, well, why didn't we do this when we were 0-0, not when we're 2-0 down? He totally messes up the header, and it sums up his game, to be honest. Thank you, people. 100 likes. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And the ball's out for throwing to Villa on the halfway line. But that's the best opportunity and the best couple of attacks that Forest have had, because they've started to commit Bakwa and Hutchinson forward, and they've now got 3 players in attack to help Igor Jesus, because he's just been trying to press up front by himself, and they've just had no players. Kamara to Konza, back to Martinez, and you can see now they're starting to commit more players forward, but that is going to give Villa some more space in these areas here, which is exactly what Buendia's found. And Kamara goes beyond him. Kamara tries to cut back, but Buendia and Kamara do well to win the ball back off Elliott. He's a good tackler in midfield, isn't he, Elliott? He's trying to push his defenders forward because he's just trying to tackle everyone on his own. Buendia now just trying to slow the game down, finds Yuri Tillemans. Tillemans now has got players in front of him, but goes to the side to Kamara. Kamara into Rogers. Rogers just looking for a bit of a free roll at the minute, just looking to find whatever spaces he can. Cash goes back to Konza, who finds Lindelof now back inside Villa's half. Goes into Kamara. Dominguez trying to press. So Forest are trying to commit to the press a little bit more now. So Villa can be sharp with their passing. They can start to find some spaces. McInn holding off. Does well. Finds Tillemans onto Buendia. Buendia now finds Yuri Tillemans again, who clips it over for Morgan Rogers, who's got a bit of space. Finds Buendia in the middle, who's got time and space. Looks to fake a shot, and Milenkovic brings him down on the edge of the box. And now he's in a position where, is it Buendia territory or is it Morgan Rogers territory? Because he's got a great chance for a free kick here. And I'm not sure what Milenkovic is moaning about, because it was a clear trip. Morning from Mexico. Great to have you in the chat, Hot Curry. Lord Cypher, pop to the shop and miss the restart and see it's 2-0 Villa, up the Villa. Exactly. Buendia free kick, please. Rogers free kick on incoming. Well, it's great that we've got a few people that can score these free kicks, but this one's maybe more Buendia territory, isn't it? So we'll see. If you've seen it already, don't put it in the chat, please. But we've got McInn around the ball. We've got Rogers around the ball and Buendia around the ball. Referee's just making sure the players are 10 yards. Victor is just getting his defenders into position. Now McGinn's around it and Buendia. No Rodgers this time. So it's clearly going to be Emi Buendia to take this. He's going to try and get that lift on it, isn't he? And that lift and that dip. Look out for Matty Cash, though, on that right-hand side. Buendia! Oh, just wide. The keeper was just stood still. Yeah, he just didn't quite get the swerve on it, did he? A good effort, though, by Emi. He got the dip. Murillo now goes to Victor, and he goes long. Jesus heads it up in the air. Wins it again in the air to Hutchinson. Brings it down under pressure from Cash. He finds Dominguez. But Kamara does well on Anderson there. Forcing Forest back to the goalkeeper, and he's forced to improvise with a clearance, but it's straight down the middle. Picked up by Lindelof now. He does really well to find Cash. He's got time and space now to basically stand on the ball here. Now, can Villa really dominate this game and go further ahead? Ball's back with Emi Martinez now. Forest arguing with each other a little bit. You can tell there's Gibbs White is telling people to come forward. And he's arguing. Anderson was doing it before, telling his defenders to come forward. Lindelof just standing on the ball. Goes back to Martinez. They're just trying to draw them out at the minute. Lindelof again. Goes out wide to Maatsen. Maatsen goes back to Lindelof. Nothing silly here from Villa, though. And Bakwa wins it off Maatsen, who's looking for the free kick. Headed away by Cash off a Morgan Gibbs White cross. Buendia tries to bring it down. This ball's bouncing around just outside the Villa box, but Tielemans with a lovely bit of play. Now, Rodgers tries the reverse pass to McInn, but Murillo had read it and he didn't quite get the pass right. Now, Hutchinson on the halfway line, held up by Cash. He gives the ball away and McInn can bring it clear. And it's a throw in to Villa, is it? Or a free kick? I think the referee just having a word with Nico Williams. I think he's saying it's a free kick. Oh, yeah, it's a clear free kick. McGinn knew what he was doing there. Konsa coming into the 60th minute. So a little flurry from Nottingham Forest seems to have been overcome by Villa, and they've just taken back control of this game. But going to be interesting to see if any substitutions are made. Emery just telling Cash just to calm it down. Goes back to Ezri Konsa. I think they're just trying to let Forest exert themselves into this game more. Lindelof just taking his time, finds Buendia, goes, drops it back into Kamara, finds McGinn in a lovely bit of space now. McGinn now clips it out wide. Oh, good play by Aina, because Maatsen was away if he'd have missed that. Back over, a nice little turn. Finds Morgan Gibbs White, who goes back to Aina. Aina now back to Milenkovic. Across to Murillo. Into Anderson. And they worked it out quite well. But to be fair, Forest had an opportunity to attack there and they went backwards. Villa holding the high line, but Gibbs White has beaten the offside trap. Gibbs White's coming through. Konsa's trying to get back to him. Gibbs White, and he's scored. And Forest are back in this game. Beat the offside trap. 2-1 now. Definitely back in this game, Nottingham Forest. And after saying that they needed to push more players forward, Villa tried to play the high line, but Gibbs White just coming through on the back of Lindelof, running on the blind side, and it's a lovely finish into the far corner. And after not threatening at all, really, in this first half, Forest find themselves in the second half. Forest find themselves back into this game. Lovely chip finish from Gibbs White. And it's not Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Now get their tails up into this game now. Villa just need to get, I just said they had control back of the game, but just not tracking the runners. Martinez out to Cash. Cash now finds Morgan Rogers, who's found himself on the right-hand side. Does really well against Williams, and Williams got to get a yellow card now. McInn battling against Anderson, but it's out for a throw-in. I think we need a couple of changes here. Wouldn't be surprised to see McInn and Buendia maybe substituted. But maybe Emery will want to see this part out. Kamara now coming forward, finds Watkins, but he just waited for it a little bit, and Milenkovic got in ahead of him. Just need to get ourselves back in this game a little bit more. I need to see, have Forest changed their formation a little bit? Tillemans finds Rogers back to Buendia, but he's robbed by Aina. Now Aina can come forward with the ball. Hits the sharp, but it's harmlessly into Martinez. But I think Aina's stepped into midfield a little bit more now. Put pressure on Buendia there. But it's a harmless shot. But we just got to watch. We're just inviting Forest onto us a little bit here. Matson plays onto Buendia, and then lovely little bit of play here. And that's a terrible challenge from Bakwa. It's got to be a yellow card. This is shocking. Matson was away. Lovely play from Buendia and just took him out. Cynical challenge. He wasn't. Just trod on his foot though. Delaying Bakwa. So Luca Dean coming on. Tillemans finds Konza to Cash. Haven't really had any chances since that Buendia free kick. We've hardly got the ball into the Forest half. Martinez, lovely ball to McInn. McInn looking for Watkins in that channel, but Milenkovic does well to stick with him and then gets the clearance. Villa can pick it up though. Tillemans tries to help it on, but Bakwa picks it up and finds Gibbs White. Gibbs White though looking for a free kick, doesn't get anything. Kamara now takes it through midfield. Lovely little pass. Watkins bundles his way through. Milenkovic, Rogers! Oh, and it's deflected for a corner. Williams there throwing his body in the way of the shot from Morgan Rogers. Lovely play from Villa. Brilliant play from Boubacar Kamara. Takes it past 1, 2, 3, and then finds Watkins. Milenkovic with a great tackle, but Rogers is there on hand to hit the shot. And it deflects off Williams, who manages to get a block in. And it's out for a corner. Rogers doesn't quite connect with the shot, to be fair. Tillemans, though, with the corner for Villa. Sun's in a lot of players' eyes here. Goes short. Gets it back. Clips it in, but it's blocked. To the edge of the box to Cash, who heads it to Buendia. Buendia back to Tillemans again. Little turn. Trying to get away from the defender. Gets another corner. Over 300 of you in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. help keep support the channel, hit the subscribe button if you're new. We definitely need a third Andy, yes. Tielemans goes short again, this time to Matson. Matson finds Rodgers, who goes back out to Tielemans. Tielemans clips it into the box of the back post, heading down. Oh, and away by Murillo. Lovely work corner there from Villa. Perfect setup, just needed someone in front of the goal. Now, long ball from Martinez, headed up in the air by Murillo, headed along by Anderson and picked up by Kamara, who finds Cash, who goes back all the way to Martinez, and then Villa can get set up again. He, in turn, goes out wide to Cash. Since, I won't say anything, actually, because last time I said Villa were in control. Cash then finds Konsa, who's barged over by Dominguez. He's not happy about the substitute, not happy about the free kick. Sancho is coming on, and Luca Dean is coming on for Matson and Buendia. So, changes afoot for Villa. 68th minute. Top man, thank you, mate. Thank you for joining in the chat. Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Luca Dean coming on and Jadon Sancho coming on, and looks like Nottingham Forest are making a substitute as well. Aina's coming off, giving these players one last bit of word of encouragement. And Bakwa is coming off as well. Savannah. And who's this? McInn. Yeah. Savannah and McInn on. Lindelof now with the ball for Villa. Finds Luca Dean and gets his first touch. Slips over. Pressured by McInn, but manages to battle in with the ball. Now Sancho with his first touch. A little bit better than Dina's first touch. He finds Ezri Konsa, who goes out wide to Cash. Cash onto McInn, who's back out on that right-hand side. Drops it inside to Kamara. Kamara switches the play and finds Luca Dean with a lovely pass. Luca Dean inside to Sancho, who's attacking the box. Sancho with the shot is blocked by Anderson and headed away by Milenkovic, I think. Picked up by Kamara, who finds Cash. Plays to McInn out wide on the right-hand side. McInn cuts back on his left. Finds Kamara. Kamara to Tielemans. Back to Kamara. Villa just keeping the ball. To McInn now. Now they'll try and create a bit of space and go back to Konsa, but Jesus is putting him under pressure, but he does well to hold him off and finds Lindelof. Lindelof into Sancho, lays it off to Tielemans. Dean is making a run down the left-hand side, but Tielemans opts for Sancho. Villa just keeping the ball. Nice pass inside by Tielemans to Rodgers, who was sharp onto that and draws the foul out of Anderson. Thanks, Lionel. Top man. No, it's not 90 minutes yet, sadly, Steve. See, we've got West Ham fans in the chat as well. Christine, as a West Ham fan, we need all the help we can get. We need another goal here. And get another goal. Put it to bed. Free kick to Villa. No spoilers, please. I know I'm probably behind a few of you. Tielemans goes short to Rodgers. Back to Tielemans. He's got an opportunity to shoot. Decides against it. Clips it over to Cash. Back to McInn. Villa have messed this up because Cash was offside. It's when you try and be too over-elaborate, these corners, these free kicks sometimes are just silly. Emery's clearly frustrated about that. Savannah now. onto McAtee. All the changes for both sides down that Forest right-hand side, Villa's left-hand side. Lindelof gets up well. Kamara helps it on. Watkins now can pick it up. He's got a bit of space running with the ball. Just loses out to Anderson. Needs to be quicker. Hutchinson now attacking. Kamara trying to hold him up, but Digne picks the ball up. A poor ball by Hutchinson, to be fair. Tielemans now finds McInn. McInn with a beautiful touch. And McInn! What a goal by John McInn! Beautiful vision there. Brilliant pass to pick him out. And McInn cuts inside the defender. The goalkeeper, I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing. Completely caught in no man's land. And McInn keeps his composure so well and then clips it in from about 45 yards. Beautiful, beautiful finish into an empty net. And we said we needed that goal, and we got it. John McInn, you absolute beauty. And now the goalkeeper is pretending to have a hamstring injury, which is what I would do, to be fair, if I was the goalkeeper. Shocking, shocking, shocking play by the keeper. Tielemans finds McInn with a beautiful clip pass. Brilliantly brought down by John McInn. And then the curve on that shot, the composure. Brilliant finish from McInn. Cuts inside the defender, cuts inside the goalkeeper, and just a clipped, curved finish. And it goes into the net. And after that, work from Forest to get themselves back in the game. A complete mess at the back. Brilliant, brilliant finish from McInn. He knew it was going in the second it left his boot. And it's Aston Villa 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Come on. Yes. What is the XG? What is that XG philosophy going to say now? The goals, the two goals, the Watkins goal and the McInn goal. What is he going to say now? The keeper, honestly. Super John McInn. I just don't think you understand. He's Unai Emery's man. He's better than Zidane, says Hot Curry. And we've got him. We've got Super John McInn. Come on, Villa. Goalkeeper down with having some treatment at the minute. Yeah, I said it. He's pretending to be injured. Oh, my word. He's putting on a real show here. He's putting on a real show. Can we have a bit of a like count while we are in a bit of a break in play? We've got over 300 of you in the chat. So we must be... Can we get 175 likes? Come on. Villa 3-1. You've got to hit the like button for the channel. Help spread the word. Subscribe if you are new. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And if you want to join the channel and become a member, we've had 2 members, 1 renewal, 1 new member today to the channel. Hit the join button. If you want to put in anything to support the channel with a super chat or make sure your comment is read, please do. You know, any support is amazing on the channel. And hit that $sign to put any super chats in. Credo says, buzzing, we need this big up Watkins and the super one. Yes, yes. Hot take Hylas. Is this becoming an outside the box scoring record at this point? We need AVFC Stato. Let's get AVFC Stato in. He's drawn this one out, the keeper, hasn't he? I tell you what. He's crying. Is he crying more out of embarrassment or is he crying because he's injured? Yeah, Joe, hit that subscribe button, mate. Yeah, he's crying. I don't know what he's got to be out of embarrassment because there was no injury. I wonder if Dyche's watch is working now, because he'll want it. He'll want it to get to 90 minutes as soon as possible. I guarantee you that goalkeeper's not injured. Well, McGinn's on a hat trick. Brilliant ball from Tielemans. Yeah, there's no way the keeper's injured. So someone just put in there. He stood right. He stood up. Oh my word! It's hilarious. So Matt Sells comes on for John Victor. I think it might have been at that moment that the Forest fans realised that John Victor had won a competition to go in goal. Right, Forest kick us off. Aston Villa 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Anderson and Williams trading passes. Williams driving forward. Looks out wide to Hutchinson. Cross comes in. It's the edge of the box too. Brilliant save. Morgan gives White with a shot and it's out for a corner. Not out of this game yet. Great effort from Gibbs White, but good height for Martinez, to be fair. But he gets it away from goal, which is exactly what you need to do. Corner comes in, headed away by Luca Dean. Sancho now just trying to press Anderson, who goes all the way back to, what's that? Savannah, is it? Gibbs White, Anderson. Forest will just throw players forward now, won't they? But McAtee's offside. It's a free kick to Aston Villa. Wow. Celtic 1, Rangers 3. So, Wilfred Nancy, is he going to last any more games? Conser now coming forward with the ball. Cash making a run down the right-hand side this time. Murillo spotted the run, though. He's probably going to get there first. He's going to take the ball out of play. He finds Hutchinson. Hutchinson does well, though. And Villa putting pressure on, though. Hutchinson manages to clear it. But Villa pick it up. Konza and Jesus in a battle. I think it's a free kick to Forest. Is it? Was it a free kick to Villa? Free kick to Villa. Kamara wins the ball off Jesus. I tell you what, he's made more fouls than he's had touches, poor lad. Marlon and Bogart to come on. So I'd imagine Kamara will come off, and it'd be interesting to see if Watkins comes off. Quick free kick taken from Villa. McInn onto Rogers. Ball into the box. Cleared by Murillo. Only as far as McInn. McInn to Tielemans. Back to McInn. Villa just passing the ball around at the minute. McInn and Rogers are on the right-hand side. Back to Tielemans now. Across to Sancho. Out to Luca Dean. And Villa just making the pitch bigger. Back to the halfway line with Cash. Cash now forward pass to McInn. Rogers, McInn. Clipped over the top to Kamara. Murillo comes across. Anderson just left it for Murillo there. Thought the ball was going to go out of play, but it's now a throw into Aston Villa. Quickly taken again. Oh, Watkins loses out to Gibbs White. Hutchinson coming forward, but brilliant defense, brilliant play by McInn. Tielemans now. He's got runners around him. He's got Kamara. Goes out wide to Rogers. Rogers, couple of step overs. Takes on Nico Williams. Clips it just into the goalkeeper's hands. And he's rolls it out. What's happened here? Is it free kick? Yeah. Murillo. Forest, again, they're in the game. When they do string a couple of passes together, they're in the game, but they do look a bit ragged. Long ball from Milenkovic. Jesus does well to get it to Gibbs-White. McAtee with the ball on the right-hand side. He's pressed by Luca Dean, but he tries a little reverse pass, but he's put way too much on it. It's out for a goal kick, and I think Villa will make the substitutes now. Marlon's coming on. Yeah, Ollie Watkins to come off. He obviously set Villa on the way in the first half with a brilliant goal, and it's John McInn to come off. So he's not going to get his hat-trick. But a brilliant 2 goals from John McInn in the second half. We've just seen Watkins strike 25 yards, top corner. Beautiful strike. And then McGinn in the 49th minute. Great play. Brilliant cutback from Cash. And it's a lovely first-time finish from John McGinn. And then a brilliant, brilliant goal. Goalkeeper in all sorts of trouble. But McGinn still got to get the finish. 45 yards out. Beautiful finish to take the game away from Nottingham Forest. And it's Bogard and Marlon to come on. And let's get Marlon on the score sheet. He hasn't scored for a few weeks, has he? And let's get Bogard. Has Bogard scored for Villa yet? I'd really want Bogard to get a goal. And Douglas Luiz comes on for Nottingham Forest. Igor Jesus going off as well, and Calamuendo coming on. I'm pretty sure he's leaving. And just kept in by the Forest right back. Savannah. Sancho pressing Williams. Tielemans trying to press Murillo, who gives it away to Konza. Bogard does well against Gibbs-White, and the referee gives a free kick to Aston Villa. Why is it I don't feel... You've got to be confident, mate. Cash. Plays it out to Roger. Sancho has gone out to that right-hand side at the minute. Konsa to Martinez, to Lindelof. Lindelof clips a ball up the line to Luca Dean, who brings it down really nicely. Finds Morgan Rogers, who's on the left-hand side now. Rogers has played everywhere. Plays a lovely pass into Yuri Tielemans, who's driving forward. He looks out wide to Sancho now. Sancho faced up by Nico Williams. Does well, Williams to hold him up, but Sancho keeps hold of the ball. He's trying to find a bit of space, but drops it back to Cash. Cash to Kamara. Kamara finds Sancho. Jinx inside. Sancho tries to find Rogers with a nice little ball down the side, but read well by Nico Williams. But Kamara, brilliant tackle. And he gets the throw in as well for Villa. Kamara has been absolutely phenomenal this game. Brilliant performance. Who's that? Throw in. Tielemans tries to get the corner from Murillo, but he just runs away from him. And Sells with a goal kick finds Milenkovic into the last 5 minutes. He goes long. Brilliant header, winning header from Lindelof. Pass to Kamara into Morgan Rogers. Rogers looking for a forward pass, but just drops it back to Kamara and finds Cash into Konsa. Just gets the ball stuck on his feet a little bit, but sorts them out in time to go back to Martinez, out to Lindelof. Lindelof back to Emi Martinez. Oh, lovely ball from Martinez to Kamara there. Brilliant little pass. Tielemans back to Lindelof. To Konsa. I'm looking at the minute how we're just controlling the game, but we're taking, and I said in the first half, we probably weren't taking enough shots, but you look at the type of shots that we scored from today, and we're just prepared to take shots from anywhere, and it's where you get these spectacular goals from. Rogers clips it into Marlon. Marlon, Sells with a good starting position. comes out and claims it, but that's where you want Marlon on the shoulder. Savannah into Louise. Goes out wide to Anderson, who helps it on to Williams. Williams battling with Cash, finds Anderson again. Anderson coming forward with the ball, finds Hutchinson. Trying to beat Sancho. Sancho sticking with him. Does well. Forces him back. And Kamara again wins the ball off Williams and gets the throw in for Aston Villa. Kamara, that's 2 in a row. Just brilliant, brilliant play. I'd like to see us get another, and then we can maybe bring a young lad on. Did we do 1 sub? Have we done all of that? Did we do? Oh, we did. Yeah, we've had 2 substitution rounds, so we can make 1 more sub. So it'd be nice to bring Hemmings on or someone like that, wouldn't it? It would be nice. Long throw in from Cash. Nope, he drops it into Kamara with brilliant turn. And then a great pass out, switch of play to Luca Dean. Kamara's got to be up there for man of the match. Get your man of the match shouts in the chat. I mean, McInn with 2 goals. Kamara, though, has been absolutely majestic performance today. Lindelof's been good. Tillemans obviously has been good. Cash into Kamara now. Driving forward, finds Morgan Rogers. Then Lamar Bogard, who gets a foul. McAtee with the yellow card there. So Kerry says man of the match, McGinn or Kamara. Duncan says McGinn man of the match. Yeah, McGinn will get it because of the 2 goals, but Kamara. Oh, Garcia coming on. There we go. Yeah, Kamara says right. He's been fantastic, hasn't he? Just absolutely ran the show. There we go. Cash coming off for Garcia. So Garcia getting a few minutes towards the end of the game as well. So he hasn't disappeared. Really good performance from Cash. I mean, now we don't even talk about Matty Cash, do we, in any sort of sense other than a positive sense. Apart from that mistake against Manchester United, he's been so brilliant, so good this season, so solid. And yeah, just generally 7 to 8 out of 10 every game. So into the last few minutes, the referee will indicate the stoppage time. There probably will be a fair bit just because of the goalkeeping injury. Helped on by Sancho into the box. Marlon heads it down. Players were all over him. Claiming a penalty or corner. Lindelof signing of the season. Much better circumstances for Garcia. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is that a pen? It's all over him. All right, how much injury time have we got? 7 minutes. Enough time for another goal. Come on, Villa. Martinez goes out to Konza. Back to Martinez again. Who finds Lindelof. Lindelof comes forward with the ball. It's just so solid there. Clips the ball over for Luca Dean, but it's just curving away from him. Still pressing the goalkeeper, but Sells, no messing around, goes long. One in the air again by Boubacar Kamara. And he can't stop it from going out for a throw-in, but it's on the halfway line. Tillemans takes it off the toes of Gibbs White, but the referee gave a free kick for that. No idea. Thank you for all of your support in the chat and watching the channel. Over 300 of you in here today. Hope you've enjoyed it. The watch-alongs have been phenomenal since we've been doing them. McGinn gets man of the match 2 goals, 2 shots on target. It's the first double of his Premier League career. Yeah, I think Tielemans has been excellent as well. They've given us time and space to pick our passes. Even in the first half, I know they were defending really deep and trying to stop us from getting the last shot on or the last pass, but there's only so long you can do that for. And when you give players like Tielemans and Kamara time and space to pick passes, they're gonna hurt you. Headed away by Milenkovic, headed down by Yuri Tielemans, but blocked by Murillo. Villa still pressing. Anderson forced back to Williams. Williams with a long direct ball to Callum Wendy, but Lindelof claiming offside, and he is offside. So, last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, can Villa get another goal just to get that goal difference back from what we lost against Arsenal? Most importantly, we've answered that result with a convincing win today, convincing performance. Go into Wednesday night against Crystal Palace with much confidence. We're second in the table as it stands. Man City have got a tough game against Chelsea tomorrow. Arsenal got to go to Bournemouth tonight. Not an easy game. Bournemouth like to attack. So, we've just got to keep picking up these results. Lovely play by Sancho there, and Luiz brings Bogard down. Strange to see Luiz come on for a bit part in a 3-1 defeat, not really, again, good circumstances for him to be brought on in the game. I heard that they're having to manage his time because he's got a bad hamstring condition or something, so he can't play every game, can't play every week. Bogard doing well. Oh, he's got a yellow card against Lamar Bogard, which is, I thought he won the ball. But a bit of sloppy pass from Tielemans there. Yeah, maybe a little bit late. That was amazing me why we need replay after replay on a foul. Just a simple foul. But Luiz here to take the free kick for Nottingham Forest with just over 2 minutes left of the game. Clips it in towards the back post. Lindelof gets up and heads it away, and Tielemans can help it further. More in the air than away, though. Marlon trying to fight for it and does well. Rodgers to Marlon. Forrest trying to win it back, but Kamara again does so well. And he gets the free kick off Murillo. He can't contain himself. He's trying to bustle for the ball. Boubacar Kamara has just been majestic in midfield today. Sometimes, it's one of these things where I know you don't want players to miss games through suspension, but you look how fresh Kamara's been today and look how fresh Cash has been today because they missed that game the other night. And they've been brilliant, both of them, particularly Boubacar Kamara. So, sometimes that game rest can do players a lot of good. Thank you, Music Junkie. First time I listened to your watching. I really enjoyed it. Love that you don't get overexcited. Thank you. And glad you all enjoy it. Make sure you smash the like button. Help spread the word. Are we going to win the league now? Oh, you never know, mate. You never know, Steve. Savannah on the right-hand side. Plays back to Luiz. Luiz now goes back to Milenkovic. Last minute of the game. Murillo. Long ball. Finds Williams. Sancho getting back in to help out. Williams finds Morgan Gibbs White on the edge of the box. Gibbs White out to Savannah. Digne trying to face him up, but he gets the cross in. But Lindelof gets up really well to head it away. Morgan Gibbs White heads it down, but Konsa clears. Murillo brings it down. Last hurrah for Nottingham Forest, but Murillo almost gives the ball away, and Savannah has to go back to the goalkeeper. Sell slips as he clears it. Lindelof brings it down to Bogard, who's thought he was brought down, but Callum Wendy with the shot, but it's straight into Emi Martinez, and that should be it for the game. And Aston Villa will win this game 3-1. Comfortable victory. Very, very, very good performance. A couple of little moments where we maybe lost a little bit of concentration, but all in all, very professional performance. Going into 2026 in style, Sean Dyche tried to frustrate Villa in that first half by keeping every player behind the ball, just blocking all of the passing lanes, forcing us out wide, and then thinking that we could put crosses in the box and they would feed off them and then maybe try and pick something up off the break. They did have one shot with Amari Hutchinson, but Watkins with a brilliant goal towards the end of the first half, right on the stroke of half-time, 25 yards out, top corner. Brilliant goal after missing a great chance early on. And then step up John McInn in that second half. Great finish from a Matty Cash cross. And then a brilliant, brilliant goal, 45 yards out, clipped into the empty net after the goalkeeper was caught in a ridiculous position. The goalkeeper then went off injured, more with embarrassment and shame at letting that goal in, because Forest had got back into the game through a Morgan Gibbs-White effort. After it looked like Villa had just got back into a bit of control after the second goal, where Forest did step up a little bit, but we didn't need to worry. Got back on track into second in the league. Aston Villa. Pressure back on Arsenal. Pressure back on Manchester City. And now we can go into that game on Wednesday in real confidence against Crystal Palace. I'll be back with instant reaction very soon, so make sure you stay tuned for when that's released. Thank you for all your comments on the watch along. Over 300 of you in the chat, which is just absolutely amazing. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already on the stream, and hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. We'll be back with, as I say, my instant reaction. I'll be back with a full match reaction with the boys, hopefully. I've also got a very special show tomorrow. The Villa Round Table is back with some great, great guests. So be involved for that. Stay tuned for that one tomorrow night, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Fans Forum, potentially Monday or Tuesday as well, mixed in with a Palace preview. So many shows to come. Live watch along on Wednesday against Palace. So please stick with the channel. Thank you all for watching. And as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa. Get in.